Maria DeRosa, and today is National Flag and Shortcake Day. And because I am the lady of Ladies of the Kitchen, we're going to be celebrating both of them, Flag Day and Shortcake Day, by helping you discover and create a healthy shortcake that you can eat without any guilt, and it is so yummy. All right, so first of all, many of you are going, well, what's the difference between a shortcake and a sponge cake or a cake? Because as time has evolved, the shortcake for many of us is like a sponge cake. But in reality, the original shortcake, and that's what we're going to try and create today, healthy version, is very crumbly and has a similar texture as a scone. Yes. And this all came about because us celebrating America and England being part of that, a lot of our recipes that we've transformed or that we've kept as tradition is as a tribute to the English. So I'm going to tell you some tidbits as we go along. First of all, you're going to say, what do we need? It's all about three with me: spatula, a bowl, and a mini little sheet pan with parchment paper on it. That's all that you're going to need as far as utensils. What are you going to need as far as ingredients? Well, we're going to show you right here. We're going to move back and give you a little preview of the three basic ingredients. Now, before I get into what you're using, and the cameraman's going to be slowly showing you, is that in England when this started, it was by a gentleman, Thomas Dawson, in the 1500s. And it was pretty much a biscuit. As you know, English love their biscuits and tea, and it was flour, cream, egg yolks, and sugar, and that's what gave it that crumbly texture. We're not even going to be using any eggs. Yes, we're doing a healthy version. When did it come over to America? It came over in about the 1800s, and it got transformed. It's still kind of like a scony texture in reality in the 1800s, but in time it evolved, and we're going to tell you as we go along. So let's see what we're using. We're going to use a sugar, just like they did, but ours is plant-based, made with real, true sugar replacement, which is from the tree, and this is fantastic. You can get this at Whole Foods, okay? Then we have a new product that came out from Bisquick, and it's a Heart Smart pancake and biscuit mix, which I actually really like. And I'm giving tribute to all of this recipe to a girl that I've been researching, another fellow cook. I'll put her name down in the comments so you can see her recipe, and I tweaked it a little bit. And lastly, we need some yogurt. So let's put it together, and we're going to put together, hopefully, a wonderful shortcake that you're going to enjoy in no time at all. So we'll start with our bowl. I've already got one ready here. And in the bowl, I have, this is going to be enough for 4 people. I have 2/3 cup, so this is a third, and I did twice, of our mix. This is what's so great about this recipe. It's pretty much equal parts. Then I have 2/3 of sugar, but 2/3 meaning 2 tablespoons, so it's pretty much equivalent. So we're going to put that in here. Okay. Then we're going to do 2/3 cup of our yogurt. So we'll put that in here. Now, something that's interesting about the transition of the shortcake to America, people kept wanting to use strawberries because the season for them is pretty long range. It's pretty much April through June. And believe it or not, in California, we produce 3/4, yeah, 3/4 of all the strawberries consumed in the United States. So now as I'm mixing, you're going to see that the texture is almost like a doughy paste. Yeah, very much like a biscuit. See that? So we now have our dough almost biscuity. And this is what's going to give it that texture that looks like a scone. So we take out our sheet pan with our parchment paper on top. All right, and here's the easy breezy part of it. You're going to just simply, this is enough for 4, drop your biscuit dough to make 4 little biscuits. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. This is what I love about this recipe. Nothing has to be just exact. Ooh, one got away from me. So we'll put it over here. We'll add a little bit more to this one. Add a little bit more to this one. I love it that you can use your fingers on this and lick as you go along. Don't have to worry about any eggs on this. All right, so now I've got 4, enough to lick off the spoon as well. Put that there. And this is going to go into the oven at 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to do that over here. And while that is happening, what else are we going to do to top it off when it's all done? Well, you need some strawberries, and right now, like I said, they are prolific and fantastic. They will come to the peak at the end of June, beginning of July. They start to kind of blow down. But what's interesting is that this particular time in June, at the city of Pasadena, which isn't too far from here, in 2012, there was a strawberry festival held. And what they did at the strawberry festival is they made and prepared for the people there one of the largest strawberry shortcakes recorded in history. 3,000 pounds, imagine how big that thing was, heavy and big, and over 3,200 pounds of strawberries. That included the weight of the strawberries and the biscuit. And there was over 250 pounds of icing on it. And the icing used to be, back in the 1500s, 1800s, sugar icing, and is now transformed for most people to whipped cream. So, what is this going to look like when it comes out of the oven? It is going to look like this. A little biscuit. I've already cut it in half. And we're going to prepare it so that you're going to see what it looks like in the end. So I even had one of the biscuits where I took a cookie cutter and I made little stars out of it so that kids could actually celebrate the red, white, and blue. And that's easy to do with a cookie cutter. So we need our strawberries, which I've now cut up and prepared. You can use them just as is, or in my case, I added just a tinge of honey. You can also use a guava syrup just to give it a nice little softness to your biscuit. So we'll put that to the side while we get our cocoa whip. Of course, some people want all the sugar in whipped cream. Cocoa whip has the sweetness of whipped cream without all the sugar because it's made with coconut milk. I really like that. So we're going to do this. Put on our whipped cream. Scoop it out. I love these little demi-tasse sticks and spoons. They make them in sticks too. At little cafes that we go to, they have them. So now I'm going to put a couple of strawberries that I cut up on top. Sliced. We'll put our little top that I cut in half, kind of put it on the side. Now, here's the fun part. You can leave it as is. You can add one more scoop. And what I like to do is cut my whole strawberry, these have been washed, at a slant because, as you notice, as I cut them on a slant, this can go into the whipped cream and sit a lot more easily. And, of course, we always need something decorative. So here is this. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you can get, this is our shortcake. What I did, and I prepared this a little bit earlier when I was doing my little test, you can get a little bit of coconut flavored sugar that's colored with blue, and there's your red, white, and blue. So now we're ready to celebrate Shortcake Day. The calories in this, oh my gosh, we're talking under 200 calories, depending on how many strawberries you add. The whipped cream, 30 calories for 1 tablespoon, again, depending on how much. So you can eat something that is tasty, healthy, celebrate Flag Day, Shortcake Day, and we are giving tribute to Elsa Leslie in Pennsylvania in 1800, who started the revolution of transitioning the shortcake into different versions. But hey, it is so wonderful to have tradition, to have liberty. We love Flag Day, and this is the best day. If you want to contribute your recipe, give me ideas, please comment in the section below. Go to Ladies of the Kitchen. I have a website that is fantastic on YouTube, and I'm waiting to celebrate with you again. Happy Flag Day!